a Cherusei chieftain and a former Roman auxiliary officer, orchestrated one of history's greatest military upsets. His actions in the Battle of Teutoburg Forest in 9 CE stand as the epitome of heroism and strategic brilliance. Ea, the mastermind of Teutoburg, unifying the tribes. Arminius achieved the near impossible by uniting rival Germanic tribes against a common enemy. He used his knowledge of Roman tactics and vulnerabilities to prepare a devastating ambush. The ambush, luring 3 Roman legions under Governor Publius Quinctilius Varus into the dense Teutoburg forest, Arminius exploited the terrain to annihilate over 20,000 Roman soldiers. His cunning and bravery turned the tide in Germania's favor, ensuring the tribe's independence. Legacy of freedom. Though Arminius was assassinated by rivals within his own tribe in 21 CE, his deeds immortalized him as a symbol of Germanic freedom. His leadership inspired generations to resist foreign domination. 2. Varus legionaries. Courage in the face of disaster. While the Battle of Teutoburg Forest ended in catastrophe for Rome, the heroism of its legionaries has not been forgotten. Despite being outnumbered, surrounded, and ambushed in unfamiliar terrain, the Roman soldiers displayed remarkable discipline and courage. 8. The stand of Marcus Caelius. Defiance to the end. Marcus Caelius, a centurion of the 18 Legion, led his men in a desperate stand against overwhelming odds. His gravestone, discovered centuries later, commemorates his bravery and the loyalty of his soldiers in their final moments. Symbol of Roman valor. Caelius and his legionaries epitomized the Roman ideal of fighting to the death rather than surrendering. Their sacrifice highlighted the indomitable spirit of the Roman army, even in defeat. 3. Germanicus, avenger of Rome. Germanicus, the adopted son of Emperor Tiberius, embarked on a series of campaigns from 15 to 16 CE to avenge the defeat at Teutoburg Forest. His heroic efforts restored Roman honor and showcased his leadership and tactical acumen. Ea, the recovery of the eagles. A sacred mission. Germanicus made it his personal mission to recover the eagle standards lost in the Teutoburg Forest. These standards, symbols of Roman pride and power, were reclaimed through fierce battles and negotiations. The Battle of Itus Diviso. In a decisive engagement near the Weser River, Germanicus led his legions to victory against Arminius' forces. His strategic brilliance and ability to inspire his troops ensured that Rome's reputation was partially restored. A legacy of leadership. Germanicus' campaigns, though ultimately inconclusive, demonstrated his heroism and dedication to Rome. He was hailed as one of the greatest Roman generals of his time. 4. Women of Germania, guardians of the hearth and field. While often overlooked, the women of the Germanic tribes played crucial roles during the wars, showing resilience and courage in supporting their warriors and maintaining their communities. 8. Tacitus' account of Germanic women. Inspiration in battle. According to Tacitus, Germanic women often accompanied their men to battle, shouting encouragement and tending to the wounded. Their presence reminded warriors of the stakes, as defeat could mean the enslavement of their families. Defenders of the homeland. When Roman forces launched retaliatory campaigns, women defended their villages and ensured the survival of their people. Their courage and tenacity were instrumental in preserving the tribe's way of life. 5. The heroic stand of Roman frontier troops. Throughout the Roman-Germanic wars, countless Roman soldiers stationed along the Rhine and Danube frontiers displayed extraordinary bravery in holding the line against relentless raids and invasions. The Siege of Vindobona. Defending the fort. During the Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE, Roman soldiers at the frontier fort of Vindobona, modern-day Vienna, faced repeated assaults by Germanic tribes. Despite being outnumbered, they held their position, buying time for reinforcements to arrive. Engineers turned warriors. Frontier soldiers, often engineers by trade, turned their skills to fortifying their defenses and creating ingenious traps to repel attackers. Their resourcefulness and courage ensured that the frontier remained intact. The brotherhood of the legions. Roman soldiers on the frontier developed a deep camaraderie born of shared hardships. This bond often inspired acts of self-sacrifice, as soldiers risked their lives to save comrades or protect their outposts. 6. Maroboduus, the diplomatic defender. Maroboduus, the king of the Marcomanni, showed heroism not just on the battlefield but in his ability to lead and protect his people through diplomacy. 8. Building a kingdom. A visionary leader, Meroboduus united several tribes into a powerful confederation, creating one of the first proto-states in Germania. His leadership offered an alternative path to endless war, emphasizing stability and mutual defense. B. Conflict with Arminius. A clash of heroes. While Meroboduus and Arminius both resisted Rome, their differing approaches led to conflict. Despite their rivalry, Meroboduus' legacy as a defender of his people remained intact. 7. Alaric I. The sack of Rome. Though occurring centuries later, Alaric I's leadership during the sack of Rome in 410 CE represents the culmination of Germanic resistance and heroism. 8. The visionary leader, a protector of his people. Alaric, a Visigothic leader, sought to secure land and autonomy for his people within the Roman Empire. When negotiations failed, he turned to military action, leading his forces to victory. B. The sack of Rome. A bold act. Alaric's capture of Rome was a symbolic moment, demonstrating the culmination of Germanic defiance. Despite the destruction, his leadership ensured that his people achieved their goals. 8. The legacy of heroic deeds. The heroic deeds of the Roman Germanic Wars left a lasting impact on history and culture. A. Inspiring generations. Arminius as a national hero. Arminius became a symbol of freedom and resistance, celebrated in German folklore and history as Hermann. His deeds inspired later movements for German unity and independence. Roman soldiers as icons of duty. The courage and discipline of Roman soldiers, even in defeat, became legendary. Their stories reinforced the ideals of loyalty and sacrifice that defined Roman military culture. B. Shaping European history. The acts of heroism on both sides influenced the development of Europe, blending Roman and Germanic traditions into the foundations of medieval society. Conclusion. The Roman-Germanic Wars were a crucible of heroism, where individuals and groups on both sides performed extraordinary deeds in the face of overwhelming odds. From Arminius' strategic brilliance to the resilience of Roman soldiers and the determination of Germanic tribes, these stories highlight the enduring human qualities of bravery. 9. Forgotten heroes of the Roman-Germanic Wars. Beyond the well-known figures like Arminius, Germanicus, and Alaric I, the Roman-Germanic Wars were shaped by countless unsung heroes, tribal chieftains, Roman officers, and common soldiers who performed extraordinary deeds under extraordinary circumstances. Tribal leaders who resisted Rome. While Arminius is the most celebrated Germanic leader, other chieftains played pivotal roles in resisting Rome's expansion. These leaders exemplified the courage and independence of their people. Suggests the pragmatic chieftain. A Cherusci elder and Arminius' father-in-law, Suggests opposed Arminius' rebellion, believing that peace with Rome would better serve Germania. Despite his opposition to the uprising, Suggests showed personal courage by openly challenging Arminius' plans, even at great personal risk. Inguiomerus, the veteran strategist. Inguiomerus, Arminius' uncle, was an experienced warrior who lent his support to the Germanic resistance. Known for his bold tactics and deep knowledge of warfare, Inguiomerus helped shape the early successes of the Germanic tribes against Rome. The women leaders of Germania. Though rarely mentioned in Roman accounts, Germanic women often influenced tribal decisions and inspired warriors. Queen Velida, a prophetess of the Bructeri tribe during the Batavian Revolt, 69 to 70 CE, was a spiritual and political leader who galvanized her people against Rome. Unsung Roman heroes. Among the ranks of Roman soldiers and officers, many performed heroic deeds that often went unnoticed in the grand narratives of history. Gaius Caecina Severus, the skilled commander. During Germanicus campaigns, Caecina Severus led a daring retreat across hostile territory after being ambushed by Arminius. His ability to maintain discipline under pressure and lead his troops to safety was a testament to Roman resilience and leadership. The engineers of the Rhine frontier.